Video. Okay.
We're gonna wash our hands and stuff.
Live on. Not yet.
You won't be able to do that without me.
Okay.
Let me see you.
Testing, testing.
Hi guys, testing. Woo!
Ashley's watching. Okay.
I need my glasses.
I have my guitar on.
I'll have my phone on.
I don't know how to play one, but I have my guitar on. Hi guys.
Charged.
Hi.
Hi Vitaly. Hi everybody.
Okay. Hi everybody.
Hi.
There's the camera right there.
Okay.
Okay, guys, pour yourself a drink. Cocktail, happy hour.
We're not going to start with the drink part.
No,
we'll
no.
move into that.
Well, now they have to pour themselves a
Oh,
drink.
now you guys do.
While they're waiting.
While you're waiting.
Occupy the time.
Get that vitamin C pack.
I had mine today.
Jackie Chan. Can we both be buddies fully? One of them is cut. I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
We can't see because our dish drain is in the way. You guys can't see it, right? They can't see the dish drain.
I think we're good.
Okay. Yeah, that's better.
Yep. Okay.
Do you think we need the hood on? We should. Yeah, it's just better. It's better, Vito.
Okay.
Let's just leave the hood on. Can we see both burners fully? That this guy's asking. Tell him that
Right here.
this is as good as it gets.
This is as good as it's going to be. And I think it's going to be good enough.
Is that better?
This is the one that you really need to see.
This is chicken stock.
This is
You'll
chicken
see
stock.
that.
You'll see that.
This is the one you need to see. Can you see that? I think that's good.
Good. Ashley's saying everything looks good.
Thank you guys. Should we tell Ashley we decided about the music?
It's the hearts and it's the thumbs up. Then we're good. Yeah, we're seeing the hearts and thumbs up.
Jackie Chan saying thumbs up. Thank you, Jackie.
Thank you. Awesome. Okay, we're gonna wait a few more minutes and then we'll get rolling here, guys. So
We have some time, but we decided, you guys, we're gonna, Ashley and we're gonna not start with music. We're gonna talk and then we'll bring music in. We kind of switch that up.
we're gonna improvise a little.
We're
bit.
gonna improvise.
Yeah, you'll like it. I promise.
Like an improv.
Okay.
It's not only 4:48. We have 15 minutes. Got your Durant, you have your lid, you have the truffles. Got your rice. Is that what you're gonna do? Careful with your towel.
Check these out. How about that? Containment doesn't have to be boring or not delicious. So, I don't know if you can smell them, but our whole house smells fantastic. Truffles. Thank you, Kristen Ford.
Yeah. She just showed up with these today. More inspiration to do this cooking tonight. What? Thank you, Janice, for being excited.
What's
yeah,
the
the truffles
question
are
there?
pretty good. You don't
These
wanna
are
burn
these
the
are
skin.
giant truffles. You're right, they are.
They are. They were.
Some of the this is
unbelievable.
probably the best I've seen this season, and unfortunately for us restaurateurs, the season was cut short. So
So this was a gift from the planet Earth
yes,
and a nearby
and
lady.
we're sharing with our friends and our family and our neighbors, and trying to use them ourselves
Our
and
staff.
our staff, making some butter and putting it in the freezer for the time when we can actually use it.
We wish maybe one day the screen will have a scent where you can smell. That would be awesome, especially for cooking. How much would that bunch of truffles cost? Good question. Priceless. How much would these cost?
Oregon truffles are actually on the lower end of truffles when it comes to pricing. This year, I've seen wholesale price to get up to about $180 to $200 per pound for Oregon black truffles, and whites were about $140. But these are all wholesale prices. I bet retail will be slightly higher than that. But these were a gift from a friend, and we're sharing them with you and everybody else we know. So,
and coming up with creative ways to use it. We have a lot of truffle butter in our freezer, and when our restaurants, Paley's, Headwaters, Crown, Imperial, Rosa open, we got a lot of truffle butter coming our way, your way actually. Am I stirring?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay.
You know what, maybe we'll leave it right there.
Oh, you know what I have?
Yeah.
I have this thing.
Yeah,
over
yeah,
here.
yeah, bring it.
Let me grab this. What about this, Vitaly?
Okay. Are there any other comments from Ashley or anybody else we need to?
451.
Okay.
It's almost wine o'clock. It's almost the happy hour, bewitching time.
Thank you, Artslandia, for having us on this happy hour. We're going to try to keep it happy. Make it even happier with delicious food. We know all about happy hour. We have one every day at all of our restaurants, right?
And they're packed. Yeah, people love them.
Unless they're closed.
Unless they're closed.
Yeah. Thank you, Kate. Appreciate it for the comment.
Oh, so Jackie wants to know what wine we recommend to go with the dish. Anything red. I like red wine.
Later we'll show you
We'll
what
show you
we're
what
going
we're
to be
gonna
doing,
do.
because there's a story to everything. There's actually a story to why this dish and how this dish came about. We didn't really just pick this dish out of our head, but there is quite a bit of story. So as soon as we get rolling, all the secrets will go away and you will know everything.
We will reveal all.
All, yes.
Rebecca Finley. Rebecca.
Rebecca Kane Finley is watching. I love
it. Wow.
Crazy, right? How you can connect on social media to everyone. Yesterday was my birthday, and I had some amazing birthday wishes from folks that I've known 30 plus years ago. From the time that Kimberly and I met together, we used to work at this place in New York, and we had those people reach out. So thank you.
Yeah,
Very
managers,
special.
owner, yeah, it was crazy.
Kimberly Pagarelis is watching. Welcome.
Oh, Rebecca, you too, right back at you, hearts.
It's like this.
Oh, I don't know how to do that. You have a guitar on your chest.
I do. I have a.
You have a guitar. Oh,
Uh-oh.
here we go. You got a guitar on your chest. That's how that
I'll
goes.
stop doing hearts. I'll stick to cooking. Okay, what time is it?
It's almost
4:52.
wine o'clock. It's
4:52.
almost wine o'clock.
4:52.
We're not ready yet. We'll wait for everyone to join us. We'll get our hands washed and get going. It's really great for Artslandia to be doing this because they have so many events happening every day at 5. So it's a great thing to tune into and watch lots of fun stuff. It's really fantastic. Thank you, Kim, for saying so happy for Paley's place right now, but we're shut down. Everything's closed. But I did plant the window box. I planted the window box, and it's fresh and beautiful, and there's hope with flowers there, and papered up the walls and all that jazz with the windows. So we'll get there. We'll all get there soon. I think Portland's very hungry. Very hungry. I know I am. What was our last restaurant post in New York City? Well, I worked as a manager back in New York at My last one before we moved to Oregon was Allison and Dominic and Boulay with David Boulay. I was a dining room captain, and at Allison I was a manager with Tom Valenti over there. And Vito's last restaurant?
I worked at Chanterelle.
Oh yeah, Chanterelle.
Karen Woltuck.
Remy.
Remy and Home Chops, really for cooking at Union Square Cafe.
The Danny Meyer property, which was great beginnings.
So
this was way back in the day.
when Union Square Cafe was the only restaurant in its empire.
$4.55.
Oh, thank you. Imperial's chicken is my favorite in Portland.
Do you marinate it with pickles?
Actually, it's a very simple preparation. We just take chicken, we dredge it in seasoned buttermilk, and then we dredge it in seasoned flour. We put it in the fryer, we set the timer for about 7 minutes, and then we serve it with a lot of different pickles and some hot sauce and some honey. Really, it's a very simple preparation, but sometimes simple things are actually the best that way.
Phil DeVito and I connected with friends. Wow. Phil is so amazing. Wow. That's way back in the day.
Yeah, yeah.
That's beautiful. Okay, we're getting there. We're going to get our hands washed in just a minute. Thank you all for joining us this evening. I hope you have some libation poured, and if not, a zero proof thing will work as well. But we're not doing zero proof tonight.
We're splurging.
Okay. 4 minutes. We got a couple moments.
Okay, the stock is almost ready to go.
We have our prep. I can't wait for dinner tonight. I know what I'm having for dinner.
Yes, by the way, this is not just for show. We're gonna be.
Oh yeah, this is our
dinner. So we know we're gonna make it right and delicious. So
you really want to know how long we've been married? 31 years.
Last December, we were married 31 years.
31 years. I'm kind of old now. If you look closely, you'll see some action here. But it's natural. I don't do anything. I don't do anything. I probably should, but not yet. Susanna Mars. Hola.
Hi, Susanna. Nice to meet you.
4:58.
Okay, let's wash our hands.
I'll go first.
Okay, go first, and then we'll get going. Yep.
So, since we are doing a cooking show and all of us, we have to be safe and be really conscious of our safe distancing and washing. So you will maybe frequently see us doing this, but we promise we won't double dip spoons or any of that. But we're going to start by myself washing.
By the way, big shout out to our friends Rick and Tanya Mailer from Packouz Jewelers presenting this Artslandia Happy Hour today. You are our friends and neighbors. You are so kind to help. I am so happy to be next to you. And
oh yeah,
here.
And here's
here.
These are our work
if you
rings.
ever need to shop for any jewelry, here are the rings that we shop. These are our work wedding bands that we bought.
That's how we met them.
Yeah.
So Packouz is great, local, wonderful place.
Anytime you need a battery changed in your watch, that's where we go, and everything from there to special occasion shopping, fixing of the jewelry. We just had some Kimberly's mom jewelry that we needed to fix, and thank you guys. Very special to be associated with you, be your friends, be your neighbors. Thanks for the sponsorship and presenting.
Wash your hands.
Wash my hands.
Let's get going. I was thinking about sipping on some wine first while we're cooking, but I think we'll save that, as I said earlier, a little bit later. We'll let you all, probably in your pajamas watching us, so carry on. We decided to get out of our granny shirts, but you haven't seen my feet.
Still in our slippers.
I have my leopard warm socks on and some comfy shoes.
Okay, I think it's 5 o'clock,
It's wine o'clock, everybody.
and I think we get rolling. So, hi, we're Vitaly and Kimberly Paley of Paley's Place, Imperial, The Crown, Headwaters in Rosa Rosa in Portland. And this is our Artslandia Happy Hour, presented by Packouz Jewelers, owned by Rick and Tanya Mailer. Thank you. We've long been supporters of the arts. As we came up in New York in the 90s, me as a concert pianist, her as a dancer. Music and food are two essential parts of our lives. And Artslandia puts these on fun happy hours every day at 5 p.m. and we encourage everybody to watch. Staying connected with our audience is important, so we also go live on Instagram. So Kimberly and I are live on Instagram every Friday at Vito Bike, every Friday at 5 p.m. for cooking demonstrations. So yet another way for us to connect with you, our friends, our family, our loyal supporters. By the way, Paley's Place is celebrating 25 years in business this year. We're going to come back. We're going to do it. You're all invited. Come and see us. Help us get this year finished off right. Thank you.
I think our mantra this year is about rethinking, redoing, renewing, and reopening. All restaurants, reopening. That's the goal. And without the audience and the hunger in Portland, as I was mentioning earlier, for restaurants to be open and welcomed with staff, with cooks, with chefs, with products, with purveyors. And we're so blessed in Oregon to have this amazing food that we want to keep it rolling. So we can't wait for that day to come. Reopening soon and maybe hugging at a safe distance for a while. I think things will change. Our new norm is different, or will be different.
So we're going to start cooking, and while
I'll trade spots with
this Oregon truffle risotto that we're making today has a story. There's actually several stories to it, but the story requires a little bit of music background, a little bit of stirring. It'll take about 20 minutes from start to finish. While the risotto is cooking, we'll tell you the story about how this dish came about. So,
Are you going to play music now?
no, not yet.
Not yet.
I'm going to get going first. And when I start stirring, okay, wait a minute. No, maybe I should play the music yet. So we've chosen, for this particular occasion, we've chosen Ravel Bolero. And the reason we've chosen Bolero to go with the risotto, because it'll help us pace our stirring.
This monotony
Yeah.
of Bolero, Ravel, and I'll get the sound up. This is off. Well, maybe we'll get it.
Turn it back on. Sorry guys, technical difficulties. We're gonna overcome them as best as we can.
I'm going to turn this off first.
Okay.
It still says Bravia, you know when that happens on our screen. There it is. Make it louder.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna play it right from my computer here, so maybe it'll just work. I think it's loud enough.
Ask somebody if they can hear.
Can you guys hear it? Okay, I think we're good. Welcome to our happy hour with Chef Vitaly Paley, presented by Packouz Jewelers. Kimberly Paley as well. All right, here we go. We're gonna start with olive oil from our friends at Durant Vineyards. Local. And every good risotto gets some really nice, really easy, roughly chopped white onion.
And we decided not to be really too matchy-matchy with the recipe. So cut as much as you like, as little as you want. And we're trying not to be too tight with recipes today. This is just about being loose and fun, relaxed. You're sipping on a libation or a beverage of some sort and enjoying your happy hour.
Okay, so as the onions are sweating, I'm going to talk a little bit about the risotto. You have your options. You can use arborio rice, and I don't know if you guys can see what this is, but this is an arborio rice. Wild Harvest is the brand. You can use rice called carnaroli, or you can use rice called violone nano. Arborio is the easiest ones to come by, and pretty much available just about anywhere.
And we're trying to use from our shelves and pantry a lot of things to cook with, and this is what we had in house. So here we are tonight.
So a little bit of salt, a little bit of black pepper. Perfect. Thank you, Kimberly.
You're welcome.
Okay, so the risotto is right here. It's basically a short grain rice. The way the Italians like to portion this rice is about an espresso cup full per person, is the way they do it. So that equally translates to about a third of a cup per person in its dry state. This is slightly more because we're actually just doing this as a full-on dinner and nothing else this evening, but it's approximately that. So now that the onions have sweated a little bit,
should I lower it a little?
nope, keep it high. We're gonna go with rice. Okay, so this is where the stirring comes in, right? As the music slowly builds up.
And no liquid yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
So this monotonous little thing of stirring and bolero going through its rhythms and slowly puffing up in its volume as well as we puff up here with rice. Sorry for the connection here, but it's really the only way I like to connect music and food at this point. Okay, so the rice has been toasted quite nicely.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to show them?
Right. So here we go. Right? So here we go, and we're gonna add white wine, or, you guys hear it? There you go. I actually like to use vermouth.
Because he uses it in his Tanqueray 10
It
martinis.
just serves two purposes. It's a martini mix, as well as a beautiful thing for the risotto. So, as you can see, just enough to cover the rice.
And here's the bolero part, the revel. We were trying to think about an R word that would work with risotto. So we decided revel and risotto, and then Vitaly came up with bolero because of that kind of monotony of it. But it works by stirring. I'm usually the one that has to stir and clean the dishes, so this is kind of my job. But usually when we cook, and I encourage everyone to have music playing when you cook. We always like to cook with music.
So we're waiting here for the rice to kind of absorb as it puffs up, as it develops. It absorbs all the wine.
It's almost there.
So once you start seeing the bottom, there's no more liquid. This is when you start adding the broth. So
can I trade spots with you?
No. So
I can do that.
So here we go. We're gonna add again a little bit at a time. By the way, this broth is hot, and I'm starting with about three
ladles filled.
Okay. Now, while this is going, let's talk a little bit about how this kind of dish came about. The other day, a really good friend, her name is Victoria Robinson, who's a fantastic interior designer, actually helped us design our home and our restaurant at Haley's Place, showed up at our doorstep with an amazing chicken from Anchor Ranch Farm out in Cy, Oregon. And we exchanged her for a truffle that was given to us from yet another really, really good friend. So this chicken ended up as my
Birthday dinner.
supper.
Yesterday.
And
And
I'll
we
show
call
you,
it a Bundt Pan Chicken.
I'll
And
show
it's
you,
really cool.
I'll show you what it looks like, by the way. Here's something else that you should guys try at home. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful roast chicken? So we reuse our Bundt pan and basically set the chicken on. It's kind of a fancy version of a beer can chicken, but nobody makes Bundt cake anymore. So that's how we repurposed our Bundt pan. Anyway, so this chicken was roasted and whatever was left over, and I love really cooking with whole birds like this, is because it allows us to do meals, probably several meals, for about 2-3 days in a row. So as the chicken roasted, we ate the breasts that were stuffed with beautiful truffle under the skin. Then we pick the meat, which will end up either in a taco salad of some sort, or maybe some other kind of preparation. But the carcass provided this amazing gelatinous, fantastic, and all the giblets that came with
Ready?
it.
I got it.
Yeah, so made this little beautiful, fantastic broth.
One more.
I think we're good.
Okay.
Thank you. Perfect. So, and then of course, you know, a friend out of the blue reaches out to me on Instagram and says, I and my dog go in the forest and we pick these fantastic truffles, and we can't just give them to homeless shelters. We really would love for you or for someone to just take them and to do something special with them. So Kristen Ford of Ford Farms out in Sylvia Island and her dog Drake, the famous forager, go out in the forest and pick. And so as we're trying to plan this fantastic meal,
Look what you brought us. It's insane.
yeah, look at
Insane.
these. Yeah. So I don't know. I've never really seen anything quite like it. These truffles are amazing.
We're giving them to neighbors, to staff, to friends.
And of course, using them ourselves.
And using them ourselves and making lots of truffle butter. A good thing to do with them. Chop them all up. They're clean and pristine. I wish you guys once again can smell them. And make truffle butter and freeze it, which is amazing.
So what Kimberly is doing here is she's actually stirring, making sure that it doesn't stick to the outside and doesn't stick on the inside. And you want to just kind of slowly but surely, I don't think the constant stirring is really all that necessary. I think a lot of people, yeah, I know, I can smell it. A lot of people just continue to stir risotto. It doesn't require constant stirring, but definitely constant attention. And I think we're done.
Okay.
Perfect. So that's the story of how the risotto came about. Risotto is basically a vehicle for not just the flavors of beautiful chicken and truffles, but also just a beautiful connection to our community, to our friends, and how we look after one another. How special it is to be able to say, we've got friends who look after one another. Smile, say hello, give us, hi.
Hi.
Give us fantastic, delicious food.
And it's great because this woman mentioned today, she just dropped by with this whole thing, and we decided to use this tonight and shave it in. And she said she found it. All she could tell us, because it's a very secretive place, right? Truffles. You don't disclose your hiding spot of where you go with her truffle dog. All I know is it's somewhere in Eugene. She said it was up high and she foraged in the snow. So that was really cool, to be foraging truffles in the snow and bringing them, and then we share them with as many people as we can. So
again, welcome to Artslandia Happy Hour, presented by Rick and
Tanya
Mailer from Packouz Jewelers. Artslandia, thank you so much for having us. This is not exactly a performance, but it's a performance for us. All kinds of creative ways of utilizing our talents. So, because it's a happy hour and a cocktail hour, we actually have another part of the story which is also connected to this that Kimberly would like to talk about, the wine pairing that we're planning for this evening as well.
So I'll bring the bottle. I have it opened and breathing. And it's Furioso, a Paley's cuvee for an entire company. Paley's Cuvée Pinot Noir from Furioso. The owner, Giorgio Furioso, here in the Willamette Valley, Dundee Hills. and the winemaker, amazing soul, Dominique Mahi. And also, which is really cool, I found out, being consulted by Jared Etzel, Mike Etzel's son, from originally Beaufrere.
Yep.
So the Etzels were involved with a little bit of this beginning. And we at all of our restaurant, Headwaters, Paley's Place, Crown, Rosa, and Imperial, we try to keep ourselves unique and different in terms of our style of food, our wine list, but we decided to have a cuvee made for all of our restaurants that is exclusive for our restaurants. And the story is crazy. Vitaly went down with Garrett, one of our GMs, and they had like 12 barrels, 13 barrels. I forget how many barrels Dominique
They went
had.
through a pretty
Yeah.
formal tasting and sampling that we did. Dominique really conducted a very serious tasting with a lot of writing and a lot of note-taking, and we all kind of had to compare notes. But we tasted through about 12 barrels, decided on 3 different barrels, then suggested 3 different
cuvées, 3 blends
of different percentages of each barrel, and then blindly tasted them at the table eating some food and agreed on this particular...
We all agreed on this blend.
Yeah, and
this
I don't
cuvée.
remember, it was either myself or Garrett
Or me.
or you at the time, or was it Ethan, that
Yeah.
came up with the blend, and I don't remember which one we used, but either or, this
I
is
have it noted.
this is the deciding blend. So, interestingly enough, this wine was released just recently. Literally, we got the brand new shipment 2 days prior to closing our restaurant. So today is the first rollout of it, and the wine will be available for purchase at Bailey's Place, Imperial, Headwaters, Rosa, once we all reopen. But Kimberly,
I was going to mention that their motto is, I have to read what he sent me, which is so great. So Furioso motto, which I love, is Italian roots, French spirit, and Oregon dirt. The vines are old. This place was established in like 72. It's one of the oldest in the area. And it's a blend of, as I said, cuvées. I don't want to get into so much specifics. We do have it aged in a little bit of French oak as well as new oak. Our company, Vitaly and I, our style, we're not into oaky wines. I think it masks food, and our whole goal is here to have wine with food, right? Often we don't even have food with it. We'll just drink it without food. But this particular one we loved, especially because it has great tannins, it has spice, it has currant, and you can't find it on the shelves anywhere. It was really, really special for Dominique and his team down at Furioso to make this. And we're honored to get to show it on Artslandia tonight for you guys. I wish I could share you some, but I'm going to have a sip and make sure it's not corked.
Okay, perfect. Okay, while she's tasting the wine, I just kind of want to point out the fact that risotto is...
Oh yeah.
Oh my, this is going to be delicious. All right, so risotto is kind of doubled in its volume so far, and you're kind of seeing the risotto kind of plump up. I don't know if you guys see the kernels of rice are really soaking up all this liquid, and they're plumping up quite nicely. So at this point, I usually kind of go through a process of elimination and really understanding of where I'd like the rice to be.
Don't double dip, and I'll have one.
So it's still a bit crunchy at this point, but the true well-made risotto has creaminess in the outside, a little bit of tooth. The Italians call it al dente on the inside, but this is a little bit too crunchy. So we're going to keep going for a minute. And
hey, salute everybody! Happy hour. Oh, here, chef.
Where's mine?
Take that one. I'll get mine. Here's to all of the goodness and blessed times we have, and even being able to cook and eat and share this with you virtually. Maybe, hopefully, someday, very soon, in the very near future, we can be in each other's restaurants, sharing and dining in Portland throughout. Artslandia is art, so what better way to share food and wine and cocktails other than with people like yourselves watching tonight.
Here's to Dominique, here's to Kristen, here's to Victoria, here's to Rick and Tanya. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much
and
for
Artslandia for letting us not perform and dance. I was trying to talk Vitaly into playing the piano like he used to back in the day. I don't know if I would wear a leotard on it's good on camera, but we have that past and this is our current. So we love the current right now, as well as the current in the wine.
Okay. So as you can see at this point, I'm pretty careful as to how much liquid I keep adding, but I keep adding some of it because risotto really needs to be quite creamy. I think way too many times I've had risotto where it's a little bit too kind of gloppy,
Gummy,
if you will,
too
and a little
gummy.
gummy. It has to be creamy. And I'll show you what the texture really looks like once you put it on a plate.
It's almost kind of getting there.
Yeah. How is Ravel? Are we playing the right?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
It's in the background. You want me to? I don't know how to raise it.
I think
raise it a little bit.
I think it's good. Yeah.
Here's to music, food, and wine.
So, you know, I kind of want to say a couple of things while we're finishing up this risotto, but I get on a little soapbox here for a minute, but we think the food is a tool of diplomacy, and I think it's an art form that brings joy and hope and continue doing again and again the same thing. So I like to think that food helps us celebrate our diversity at a dinner table. And so once it's all said and done and we're actually able to gather around the dinner table, not a virtual dinner table, I think this will make a difference. You know, people ask me all the time as to what they can do to help with this situation that we're all facing with coronavirus. Please stay home. When it's safe to go out, come back in full force and help support your favorite haunts. Concentrate on that, of being able to go out once it's safe. You also can support restaurants through saverestaurants.co, and also look for ways to celebrate restaurants through www.jamesbeard.org. That's the website. James Beard Foundation is doing all they can, and they're incredibly helpful in not just advocating for us, being our friends, and also helping us support the employees that are so much needed in everybody's world here. So
it's one of the few venues that it takes a village, truly. It takes a teamwork. It's never just, for instance, Vitaly and I. It's an entire team of people, and we so support all of them that work so tirelessly and long and hard hours for that. It's good.
Yeah,
oh, I get to taste it?
Yeah, you want to taste it.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
See, clean spoon. Clean spoon.
Almost?
Almost.
Okay.
Maybe.
One more?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Almost there.
Okay.
We particularly like it a little bit al dente, a little, like you said, toothy. So it's not just gloppy like oatmeal. We like a little bit of texture to the risotto. And the flavor's fantastic with nothing, just onion.
It's
salt.
just testament to really good ingredients to start with, and you don't really need much. And I think the most memorable meals that we've had in our lives have been really, really simple. Yeah, I still remember that we ate at Chez Panisse back in the day, probably, I don't know, 24, 23 years ago. Simple, beautiful, executed piece of salmon on a plate with incredibly ripe peach. And I still remember that dish until this day. It was amazing. Okay, so at this point, the rice is done. And here's how you finish it. So at this point, we're gonna turn the heat off altogether.
Should I turn this off?
Yep, you can turn everything off.
Okay.
So here's an important part to finish it.
I'm going to show it this way.
Okay. So we're gonna add, so here's the truffle butter that we made the other day with some of the smaller truffles from Kristen. We're gonna add a nice healthy amount in there actually.
That's a lot.
It is, but that's how it goes. Okay. Parmesan Reggiano. Okay, to make it more creamy and more delicious. And at this point is where you do all kinds of stirring. This is when you beat the rice against the sides and you really go hard at it.
I wish you could smell it. Oh, the truffles, the butter, the little bit of cheese. Wow.
So the butter is cold, the rice is very hot,
Yeah.
it tempers it slightly, the cheese grated is just as is. Look at that. So honestly, you don't really need anything much more than this. Some people would say add a little bit of parsley for something, green, chives, whatever. I choose not to. This is all about black and white. All it is black and white. So let's keep it that way. Okay, I'm going to taste it once again, just to make sure.
Thank you.
I think it's a perfection.
The cheese, definitely cheese.
Okay, so.
And the good thing is it's vegetarian. You can add things to it, but Vitaly's pretty much a purist when it comes to risotto.
Okay, let's change places.
Okay.
Can you hold this?
Got it.
Okay. So, this is how I test the texture of the risotto correctly. We're going to keep it straight, please. Okay.
We like to serve risotto on flat plates, you guys. A lot of times you see it in bowls.
Actually, serving it on plates is the most authentic way of serving risotto, and I'll show you why. You'll understand the reason why. So when you actually serve the risotto, it holds its shape slightly, but when you go like this, when you shake it, it disperses itself onto a plate, which is exactly the way it should be done and the correct texture.
So this means it's a good texture.
At this point, okay, let's change places again. We're going to a little bit more Parmesan cheese all the way around. And okay, we got to do this.
This is called a truffle slicer. You can. Wow.
It's pure decadence.
But gifts from the heavens and gods.
Gifts from Mother Nature and friends.
And the amazing thing is, in Oregon, you can get Oregon truffles. And it's not paying a fortune from France or anywhere else, or even Italy. So to have all this meal, other than the rice, I'm not sure where the rice was harvested, arborio rice, usually it's Italy.
Yep.
But truffles, Oregon, olive oil, Oregon, chicken from the
Anchorage Farm, Scio,
Oregon.
Olive oil, Oregon.
Olive oil, Oregon. It's kind of cool to get to work with our local stuff and look in our pantries and such for doing this. So this is really cool for us to do and for us to eat and to share with you and inspire you maybe to start cooking. Start cooking, guys. You guys can do cooking, get your wine open. We have to be sensitive to that. Happy hour.
Feel free to reach out, send me a message. You guys have my Facebook. Vito Bike is my Facebook. Instagram is the same. So feel free to reach out to me, Vitaly Paley. Look me up, hit me up. I'm always available to answer questions.
And also our websites. And I was going to say before I take a bite, I encourage you to hit restaurants' websites. Gift certificates are a great way to support the community. Really great way to support the community, buying gift certificates. So I've been informing our customers and people that I keep getting lots of messages about to do so. We want everyone to stay safe and to maintain their distance, be healthy, wash your hands. So we're still here, we're still raring to go. We just have to get the okay and get reopened. That's the whole purpose.
Okay.
Okay, I have to eat.
Yeah, let's try. Okay.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I think this is it.
Wow. Wow.
Okay, don't eat everything. We need something
Oh,
else.
sorry. Wow. Wow. That is good. I need some wine. I need some wine.
Yes, let's do some wine.
People are asking me questions about wine. I prefer to have red wine with this dish. Obviously, it depends what you like. But my philosophy, if it's good wine, drink it. You know, there's no rules to drinking wine. And or a cocktail. Sometimes Vitaly and I start off with amazing libations. I'm into tequila lately. Tequila Negronis. He's a Tang 10 martini up with a twist guy for happy hour, our wine o'clock. Thank goodness this is at 5. Thank you, Artslandia, for not making it earlier than 5. That we would have been in trouble.
By the way, the recipe is available on Artslandia website, so check out the recipe for this in case you guys weren't following along. Before we finish off, there's probably a couple more questions we can take. Let's take a look at what people are asking.
We have a good half hour.
Where's my plate? I don't know.
We're sharing. We're husband and wife.
We're sharing, yes.
Oh, where's your plate? Maybe
Yeah.
where's your plate is
Yeah.
what you're asking.
Where is Furiosa Vineyards? Furiosa Vineyards are
In Dundee.
right outside of Dundee Hills.
And they are, where is it here? Located in Dundee on Warden Hill Road.
Warden Hill Road,
Next to
Domaine
Roy. Warden Hill Road, next to Domaine Roy. They're a winery, tasting room, and estate vineyard right there. As I mentioned, Giorgio's the owner, the winemaker's Dominique Mahe, and Jared's the consultant. Again, Italian roots, French spirit, and Oregon dirt. Old vineyards established in 72, formerly known as the Juilliard Vineyard. It's 80% own rooted Pommard and 20% Dijon clone. South-facing Jory soil, 8 acres planted. So very low density, you guys. This style of wine that we're having, which we love, as I have my own tasting notes, are bright cherry fruit, layers of black currant and spice. It's textured with really great acidity and polished tannins, but it's right here in our backyard, basically. It's Dundee.
Susanna Mars is asking what goes in a tequila Negroni. She loves our tequila Negroni idea.
Oh.
Okay. You want to tell her?
Well, you usually make it for me.
Okay.
But I can tell you what.
Okay, so
I can tell you.
Negroni is usually equal parts, right?
Yeah.
Of white alcohol, which we like to use either tequila or mezcal.
We hear white alcohol is
Yeah.
a little better for you than
Yeah.
the brown,
Well,
but it doesn't matter.
And then equal parts of that, and then Dolan Vermouth and Campari. I usually like it shaken up and then in a glass with just a orange pith, like an orange wedge of orange. You like it on the rocks.
I like it with a little bit of ice just because I'm a lightweight, and I also want more than one. So there's that.
Begin the cocktail hour with the Negroni, graduate to Furiosa wines.
Yeah.
Okay, any more questions here?
Oregon Truffle Festival. Have you ever been?
Yes, I have.
That's where this is from.
I've actually participated several times in the Oregon Truffle Festival. I've been there almost since the inception. I've done the one in Eugene originally, and I don't know if you could see this, but
This is from
one
Oregon
is
Truffle Festival.
Oregon Truffle Festival, right here. OTF.
And they're amazing and fantastic support to restaurants.
Susanna's saying, yes, it goes in the liquor cabinet. Absolutely. I think the liquor stores are enjoying a nice little surge in business.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's good.
So back to the Negroni. It's for me, it's tequila, Campari, a little Dolan Vermouth, and I like fresh orange, and I put it over ice. And it's not really, to me, it's not really high in alcohol. The Campari kind of sweetens it, or you can use any other kind of bitter or such, and it's delicious.
Okay, I think we can finish this off. In closing...
Let's see what we're going to see next week, too.
Okay, yeah, so in closing, be sure to tune in every day at 5 p.m. for Artslandia Happy Hour. Tomorrow night, incredibly talented singer, songwriter, and guitarist Edna Vasquez will perform some traditional Mexican music to lift your spirits. And thank you to our presenters. Again, Packouz Jewelers, Tanya, and Rick. You are the best.
We raise a glass to you
We
all.
raise a glass to you
and
all.
the whole community of staying together, staying apart, and being healthy and safe, and cooking. What's the worst? You cook at home, right?
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Jenya. Hi, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, guys, and
Thank
thank
you
you,
all.
Artslandia. Peace, and love, and
Peace, love.
and just come back to all the restaurants and just hit them in droves and feast and eat. And we cheers to you all for enjoying cooking, a different kind of performance, so to speak. But we're really happy Artslandia got Chef Vitaly Paley here to do it, And come
Kimberly
to
Paley.
and me, and come to Paley's and Headwaters and Imperial and Crown and Rosa Rosa when all this madness is subsided. And we thank you all so much. Thank you.
Thank you all so much for being with us. Dinner time.
Dinner time. Stay healthy.
Cocktail hour is over. Dinner time.
No, maybe both.
Okay, maybe both.
Maybe both. Mwah.